Things are really starting to heat up with the amount of news dropping on the Xbox Series S and the Xbox Series X. But as the news is being shown, everyone is asking one question. What is Sony's answer to this, and will they respond with a great price for the PlayStation 5? Much like the Series S, will be the best possible price to enter the next generation. Well, we might have our answer in no time, as the PS5 is looking to price match or even undercut the Xbox Series X. There has been multiple reports suggesting that Sony's PlayStation Group is trying to position themselves in a way they can have one of the most powerful consoles on the market at a great price. Will they be able to match the $299 price point of the Xbox Series S? Probably not, but they can price match or even undercut the Xbox Series X, which will be the most powerful console on the market. All of this is being talked about, and a lot of things are in a very fluid motion, especially when it comes to Sony. Because let's be honest for a second, Sony has been given a gift when the Xbox Series S was leaked along with the price and also the release date. We know this wasn't planned, especially since Phil Spencer himself tweeted about it coming out and how they had this all planned for next week. But now that the cat is out of the bag, we have to wonder, what is Sony going to adjust when it comes to their console launch? They saw everything Xbox has to offer for the launch, and it's pretty impressive. Yet, like I've said multiple times, never sleep on Sony when it comes to the PlayStation or gaming in general. They understand the market better than anyone out there, and they also manipulate the momentum better than anyone I've ever seen. And from what's being reported, it looks like Sony's trying to undercut the Xbox Series X, or even further than they planned. So let's get into this article and talk about what Sony is planning to price the PlayStation 5 at. But first, like always, if you liked the video, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, enough of that. Let's get into this article that says a lot of sources they know are hinting that Sony's adjusting a lot of their planned reveal after what they saw Xbox do this week. Now, of course, this has been something that Xbox and Sony were afraid of, especially after this last generation where Xbox went first and Sony reportedly quickly changed the way they marketed their console. And some even speculated they changed the price of the PS4 really quick. While all of that is rumor, it was obvious that Sony took the missteps that Xbox made and went running with it to dominate this generation. And it looks like Sony's trying to do the same thing with this upcoming generation. Here's what the article had to say. Yesterday was a big day in gaming as Microsoft finally broke its silence with regard to the upcoming Xbox Series X launch, announcing a $499 recommended retail price as well as a November 10th release date, the same day as the launch of the Xbox Series S. While Sony has yet to respond and reveal the same crucial details about the two versions of the PlayStation 5, including one that doesn't have a disk drive, we may have an early indication. A source who spoke anonymously to Gamer Reactor and who has an overview of the situation confirmed yesterday that when the Xbox Series X launch details were revealed, the PlayStation 5 was considerably more expensive. Now, I understand this is all rumors, but I do have to say, I've heard that the PlayStation 5 is going to be a pretty expensive piece of hardware, and that Sony is trying their best to get the price of the console to come down considerably, but they just might not be able to do it. But we also have to consider how much more expensive is the console rumored to be, because there's varying degrees to take into account. Will the standard disc version of the console be expensive, or will the digital version be much less expensive? That's what this article tries to explain when it says this. Now, what that means is of course up for discussion, and no exact price point was shared. For starters, it could be that the version without a disc drive matches the Xbox Series X price, which would mean that the fully featured console is either $50 or perhaps even $100 more expensive. Okay, if the standard PS5 is $100 more than the Xbox Series X or even $50 more, I would be extremely upset because I just don't understand how a system that's less powerful than the Xbox Series X could be more expensive. Of course, there's been rumors that the production cost has been very heavy on the PS5, or the cooling system attached to the console is very expensive. Either way, that's not something gamers should worry about, and it's not something I want to spike the price of the console. Because as a gamer, I want the best possible price for the best possible piece of hardware. And seeing as the Xbox Series X is going to be the best piece of hardware at $499, I would expect Sony to bring in the console a little less or even match the price. But again, things change in an instant when something like the Xbox Series S is leaked, or the price of the Xbox Series X is leaked, which the article points out here. Of course, if there's anything we know about this entire process from the initial reveal of both machines right up until today, it's that plans change, and Sony, who declined to comment when contacted, could course correct and decide to take a bigger hit on each console sold by lowering the price to match that of the Xbox Series X. That's all speculation, of course. What we do know, however, is that as of yesterday, the PS5 was considered to be as being considerably more expensive than its counterpart. So my golden rule when it comes to PlayStation and gaming is that you never sleep on Sony. And from the looks of it, Sony might consider taking a bigger hit on the console than people think. Now, of course, this isn't easy to do, and they just can't bring down the price out of nowhere. It's a massive undertaking, and they need to do it from a high-level business decision. That means telling stockholders and investors that they're going to bring down the price of the PS5, but will make up the money when they start selling more software as the hardware gets more popular. But of course, they could get pushback and not be able to bring down the price. But from what we know about Sony, they understand what the most valuable piece of business they have, which is the gaming business. And that's not all. After this article was written, the journalist who wrote it had this to say in an updated post. Updates such as the fast-moving nature of the business that we're already hearing reports from multiple sources that Sony has taken the decision to slash the price of the PS5 in response to the aggressive price point of the Xbox Series S and Xbox Series X. Since writing up our original report, we've heard that Sony is considering pricing the discless PS5 at $399, and the premium edition of the PlayStation will match the Xbox Series X with a $499 price point. Of course, take all this with a pinch of salt until Sony confirms. Now, this changes a lot of things in regards to the stare down Sony and Microsoft were having this entire summer. For the longest time, we didn't get a price reveal or a release date on the consoles. It was extremely irritating to a lot of gamers that just want to put their money down on the next-gen consoles. But after reading this article and seeing other insiders suggest Sony is adjusting their strategy, you could see why Microsoft and Sony wanted to be last when they revealed the price and release date. As for me, I have a feeling that talking about the release date is better for whichever company goes first, because they can pick the best possible date for themselves and position themselves to have the best possible launch for their console. As for the price reveal, I think that helps the company that goes last, because it does give them time to undercut someone to make their console much more appealing with a lower price. But the one crazy thing about this console battle is that Xbox has the Xbox Series S, which will no doubt be the most affordable console this generation. It's only going to be $299 when it launches, and as the years go by and the holiday seasons come and go, the console will just keep dropping in price. All the while, the Xbox Series X will be the premium console for the hardcore gamer that wants the best possible performance. And while that console will be $200 more than the Xbox Series S, it will be well worth the money, which puts Sony in a bit of a weird position because they do have a very nice piece of hardware, but they also have an expensive piece of hardware. Not to mention they don't have anything to compete with the Xbox Series S, which, like we've said before, will come in at such a great price. The only thing that Sony could do is match the Xbox Series X console with the disc version of the PS5. But even then, it's not good enough because the Series X is the better value price and spec-wise. So they would have to undercut the Series X by $50 minimum and potentially put the PS5 digital version at $399 or even $349, which I don't see that happening. What I think will happen is that the disc version of the PS5 will match the Xbox Series X price. Now, I know that isn't a good price match, and honestly, they should have come in a little bit lower than that, but I have a feeling they'll champion the $399 discless version, which will work like their own little Xbox Series S version. But will that be enough to entice people to purchase that console over a $299 starting point? That's the big question, because this is nothing like last generation where Xbox tripped over themselves continuously. This time around, Xbox seems extremely prepared for a lot of what Sony is going to offer. The Xbox Series S and the X are going to be pretty awesome pieces of hardware. They have Game Pass to fall back on, not to mention they have amazing first-party developers. Everything is building up and the momentum is behind Xbox right now. And from the looks of it, the PlayStation 5 is going to have to come in at a great price if they want to keep the good momentum going their way. But is a price cut of the PlayStation 5 going to be enough? And a better question is, will Sony be able to even slash the price of that console? Hopefully, we'll find out soon enough when Sony starts revealing their date and their price. But enough of what I think about all of this. Tell me what you think about all of this. Do you think the PS5 is going to undercut the Xbox Series X? What price does Sony have to come in at? Does the Xbox Series S put Sony in a bad position? Does price matter to you? What would be a terrible price point for the PlayStation 5? Is matching the Xbox Series X going to be enough? When will Sony finally break their silence? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing and let's compete in achievements for the month. Right now, I'm playing Marvel's Avengers and having a blast with it. I'm trying to get through the campaign. I've been pretty busy with work, so this game has been kind of falling back, but I'm jumping back on it and trying to get through it at least a little bit at night. And I've also played a couple of games on Game Pass, like golfing with friends and played with them, and played a lot of Fall Guys. That game is a lot of fun and just super competitive for some reason. But tell me what you're playing. Go down below. Are you working through your backlog, or are you playing some of the new games that have come out? And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.